affecting her too? It must be. She's terrified of talking to people.
一緒に来てもらうのは、あなたたちの口を封じるため。
Silence us.
それは、拒否しても変わらない。
Does that mean she plans to kill us? Sounds that way. Why? What did we do?
一体、誰の差し金だ。お前たち、何者なんだ。
私たちは。
Moika suddenly lifts her head. For perhaps the third time since I've known her, she looks straight at me. Her eyes are dark and empty.
セルンの。
Oh. Cern?
M4!
The dark-skinned man speaks up. Is he addressing Moika?
口を慎め。
Moika hangs her head again. In my head I replay the words she just spoke. CERN. They're from CERN. Why CERN? Of course, who else could it be?
3人とも、一緒に来て。
Moika raises her voice in frustration.
これ以上拒否するなら、嫌でも、行きたくなるようにするから。
Moika slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at Moika. Not Moika, Mayuri. Jeez. Mayuri. My whole body instantly goes cold.
椎名繭木は必要ない。
Wow.
よせ。
I lunge at Moika, but the dark-skinned man is faster. Oh! Jesus. Something strikes my chin with crushing force. It was the end of the gun, I guess. Or the stock, I mean. The shock numbs my entire body. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall to my knees, powerless to stand. Everything goes dark. What happened? Did he hit me with the butt of his rifle? Yep. I look up. Mayuri, face streaked with tears, is reaching out to me as if begging for help. Over her shoulder I see Moika ready her gun. Oh no. I try to yell stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. Someone. Anyone. Please. Stop her. Stop Moika. Moika's lips move. She's mumbling something. For CERN for FB, for CERN for FB. Her mouth opens and closes, robotically. My blood curdles. No! Oh wow. Now that's an image. A sharp dry crack splits through the air. Time slows to a crawl. She did just shoot Mayuri, didn't she? Moika pulled the trigger. Oh my god! Blood spurts from Mayuri's forehead. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. I catch her. Her body is limp, like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arms dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose. And then the smell of blood. Daru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. The sound jerks me back to my senses. In my arms, Mayuri takes one short, shallow breath. And then... Oh no.
Mayuri.
She's dead. Mayuri's dead. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm.
もう一度言う。3人とも一緒に来て。これ以上の警告はしない。
Wow.
抵抗するなら、あなたたちも殺す。
I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. What is this? What's going on here? Is this a joke? We may have created a monster here. This is a dream, right? Right? I feel nothing. My mind is blank. I shake Mayuri's shoulder. Mayuri? Wake up, Mayuri. You'll catch cold if you sleep here. If you're tired, you can stay overnight. Or I can take you home if you prefer. We'll ride the train back to Ikebukuro together, like we used to before Daru joined, when it was just the two of us. Memories of her smile well through my head, 1,000 different smiles from 1,000 different occasions. If I look away, she'll disappear. She always disappears.
もう大丈夫だね。マユシーが人質じゃなくても。
No, Mayuri, I still need you. Laugh for me, like you always do. Greet me with your silly toot-to-doo. Tell me it's a lie. Tell me you're alright. Mayuri? Jesus. Red flames consume my mind, an inferno of rage and hate, and the burning desire to kill everything I see. I gently lay the motionless Mayuri on the floor. I stand up, and then I fling myself at Moeka. But before I can take a step, someone grabs my hand from behind. Oh, it was Kurisu. I didn't realise it didn't click who grabbed me. Moeka's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger is already on the trigger.
抵抗するな。従って。このままじゃあんた殺される。
I tear my hand from Kurisu's grip. My vision is a tunnel with Moeka on the other side. She won't get away with this. She killed Mayuri in cold blood. I'll do the same to her. Uh-oh. Moeka pulls the trigger. Oh! Wait, she missed. The sound of the shot smites upon my eardrums. I feel a sharp pain on the side of my head. I nearly lose my balance again. But I'm still alive. What happened? I realise that Moeka's gun is lying at her feet. Beside it is a small stone. Wait! Someone must have thrown it and knocked her gun aside. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Suddenly Suzuha is there in the doorway, knocking one man down in the blink of an eye. Before anyone can react, she darts into another man's range and delivers a piercing elbow strike to his solar plexus. Whew! The man drops to his knees, gasping for air. The remaining men turn their guns on her, but she throws the incapacitated man toward them to block their aim. She then slides into the feet of the man at the rear, tripping him forward, and in a single smooth flowing motion, drives her knee into the man's face as he falls. Oh! The dark-skinned man aims his rifle, but before he can fire, Suzuha snatches a stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Oh wow. Blood spurts from the man's hand. Without pausing, Suzuha leaps into the air and delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to his jaw.
そこまで。
Oh! Oh. The next thing I know, the 5 men are down and Moeka's gun is aimed at Suzuha's face. But Suzuha doesn't back down, her gun is trained on Moeka's neck. It's a standoff. Neither moves. Silence returns to the room.
何者 ?42。
Suzuha's reply makes no sense. She glances at me.
テレビ。
Ah, the TV's on! We can time leap! What is she saying?
点灯済み。何を
Suddenly, Kurisu springs up and makes a break for the development room.
動くなそれはこっちのセリフ
Nahaha. I suddenly realize the meaning of Suzuha's words. The 42-inch TV downstairs. It's on. She wants me to use the time leap machine. I look at Mayuri's body. She's lying there quietly. Her eyes are closed. They'll never open again. One of the men Suzuha knocked out starts to moan. If they wake up, it's all over. Suzuha looks at me again. Her eyes implore me to make my move. If I use the machine, I can avert Mayuri's death. But at the same time, it could fry my brain. Fry my brain? So what? What is there to fear? Mayuri is dead, shot in cold blood. This isn't right, I won't accept it. Then change it. Change the past. You have the power, use it. I stagger into the development room. Kurisu is about to put on the headgear. I pull it away from her. I grab Kurisu's wrist as she tries to take it back. I stare into her eyes wet with tears. I ignore her and put on the headgear. Mocha's last shot grazed the side of my head. My ears are still ringing, and there's blood on my neck. It doesn't matter. I might fail, I might even die. But I have to try. It's my only chance to save Mayuri. Kurisu bites her lip and activates the X-68000. Uh-oh. The crew cut man staggers into the development room. Acting purely on instinct, I grab future gadget number 4, Mode Snake, from the shelf and flick the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. Uh-oh. What? Pain flares in my right arm. Was I shot? It doesn't matter. I see blue-white light shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. Wait for me, Mayuri. I won't die here. I'll cross through time to save you. Leap, my memories. Leap to the past. The world explodes into light. Oh, whoa. This is completely different. Oh god, we only jumped back like 4 hours. There it is! Chapter 6. Metaphysics Necrosis. Necrosis. Murder. No matter how many times I call her name, Mayuri doesn't answer. Mayuri is standing in front of a grave, gazing at the sky. The grave belongs to her grandmother, who died when Mayuri was 11 years old. Her parents were always busy with work, so her grandmother was her only companion. I was close to Mayuri's family, so her death was sad for me too. At the wake, I expected Mayuri to break down and cry. She didn't. Instead, she spent the whole time gazing vacantly at her grandmother's memorial portrait. 6 months went by. I had advanced to middle school, so Mayuri and I no longer commuted together. But whenever I passed the cemetery on the way home, Mayuri would always be standing there. Every day, rain or shine, she would stand for hours before the grave, staring wordlessly at the sky, as if she could see her grandmother in heaven. In her hands, an old pocket watch. The watch had belonged to her grandmother. Mayuri always held it when visiting the grave. No matter how many times I called her name, Mayuri did not answer. Back then, Mayuri wouldn't talk to anyone. Not to me, not even to her parents. Whenever I saw her standing there staring at the sky, I felt unease grip my heart. Her gaze was so earnest, her intentions so pure, that I feared some power might grant her wish, carrying her off to heaven to join her beloved grandmother. And so, to ensure that nothing like that happened, I made sure to stop by the cemetery every day. I would stand next to the sky-gazing Mayuri and call her name. but no matter how many times I'd call her, Mayuri wouldn't reply. The only sound in the lonely cemetery was the echo of my voice calling her name. It was raining that day too. Mayuri had a light blue umbrella. In contrast to the umbrella's colour, the sky was glazed grey, covered in clouds. After a while, the rain stopped. Rays of light shone through gaps in the clouds, a stunningly beautiful sight. Rembrandt's rays, they are called, or sometimes the Angel's Ladder. Suddenly, a strong wind swept through the cemetery. It caught Mayuri's umbrella and carried it into the sky. Mayuri seemed not to notice. She kept staring at the sky. And then, slowly, so very slowly, she stretched her hand out to the sky, as if to grasp the rays of light, as if her grandmother were reaching down to pull her up. And then she lifted herself on her toes. To me, it looked as if she were floating towards heaven, or up towards heaven. Impulsively, I grabbed Mayuri's outstretched hand and pulled her into my embrace. In retrospect, my fears were just a childish fantasy, but at the time I truly believed that Mayuri might vanish. I realized how embarrassing the words coming from my own mouth were. You're my hostage? There it is. It was the first excuse that came to mind. Before our grandmother died, Mayuri and I were fans of the popular TV series about costumed heroes battling evil. I particularly admired the villain, a mad scientist. I even got pretty good at mimicking his lines. Now I was doing it to hide my embarrassment. I could feel my face growing red, but I kept up the mad scientist act all the same. If nothing else, it was better than admitting my insecurities. As I said this, I realized that Mayuri was shaking. She whispered. It was the first time in 6 months that I had heard her speak. Her voice was choked with tears. She smiled happily. Tears fell from her eyes. And then Mayuri buried her face in my chest. Whoa. Where am I? What drugs have I been taking? Who am I? I can't see, I can barely think. A terrible screech fills my head, like feedback from a giant speaker. Oop. It penetrates my brain like 100 sharp needles, stabbing me right behind my eyes. I thought brains weren't supposed to feel pain. Beh. Not oka beh. Just beh. They'll be wondering what the hell happened. Jesus! Oh, the screams! And there's more. I feel a shiver of pleasure beneath the pain and a terrible itching like my body is on fire. Kabe? Well, there we go, we're getting two letters at a time. I want to crap. Oh, I can't wait to ruin it. Wow. I want to crack open my skull and tear out my brain. I want to scrape out my soft grey matter with my fingers and eat it. What the fuck? Oh, bear. Where'd the K go? Or where'd the K go? Why's that disappeared? The assault on my brain is driving me crazy. Who am I? There we go. We finally got to hear it. What's wrong with you? Plenty. Suddenly the shattered pieces of the world reform. I slowly come back to my senses. I'm in the lab, standing in front of the phone wave, name subject to change, with my cell phone to my ear. No, not the phone wave name subject to change, since headgear is attached to it, it's the time leap machine. It's hard to breathe. Give me oxygen. I hear a low wheezing groan and realise that it's coming from my own throat. I close my mouth and take a deep breath. The insides of my throat feel like they're burning. I resist the urge to cough and continue filling my lungs with air. I notice that I'm drenched in sweat. The drops sliding down my forehead are annoying. I try to wipe them away with the back of my right hand. My hand obeys, slowly. Something is off. It's like my body and my mind aren't totally in sync with each other. Almost as if this isn't really my body. As if my nerves aren't communicating properly with my extremities. I try blinking slowly. This might just be my imagination. Could this be exhaustion? I haven't slept much lately. I try to move my hand again. There is no disconnect this time. This is my body. A familiar voice. I turn around slowly. Kurisu is there. She stares at me, perplexed. What is she talking about? I try answering, but my voice doesn't work too well. Even more bewildering, I clear my throat several times. Oh. Well, yeah, we went back about 3 hours. For what? I search my memories. The moment I do, images appear in my mind like a string of exploding light bulbs. Don't show her body... Okay, good. That's when we was about to leave. And then we left. I remember now. I didn't miss anything, did I? Okay, I didn't. Good. I used the time leap machine. Okay, yeah, you'll remember the future. That's right. What am I standing around for? I grab Kurisu's shoulders and pull her close. Which shopping trip is she talking about? Dharma's fingers at his computer, staring at us wide-eyed.
13日の5時ちょっと過ぎだけど。
The 13th, a little past 5. It's the same day. Did I manage to time leap in the middle of all that chaos? Did my memories really jump through time? Does that mean I've leaped into my past self? Is there a chance that it was all a dream? Thinking back forward, it doesn't seem real. Commandos breaking into the lab, it's like something out of a Hollywood movie. But the sight of Mayuri, broken and bloody, is burned into my eyes. I remember the smell of the blood. Lovely. The sound of the gunshot. The weight of the headgear on my head. The pain of the bullet tearing through my arm. Kurisu screaming, Suzuha fighting to defend us. I remember it all vividly. I touched my arm. No bullet holes, no pain even. Was it all a dream? I don't know. I've never time leaped before. I can only hope that it was a dream. A future like that is too much to bear. I recall Mayuri's last moments and my eyes fill with tears. I forced the tide of emotion back. I look around the lab. Kurisu and Daru are here. But I can't find Mayuri.
マユリはどこに？
どこってルカシのところに行くってさっき言ってたじゃんか。
Mm-hmm.
オカリン聞いてなかったん？
That's right, Mayuri went to Lukako. I went to beg Lukako to wear her costume. She won't return until it's time for the party. What do I do? What do I believe? Was it a dream? Or was it real? If it was a dream, then I don't have to worry about anything. If it was real, I need to act. Now. I take a deep breath.
夢だったんだ。
Hmm.
現実に起きるはずがない。
It was a nightmare brought on by anxiety. That's all. There's no other logical explanation. I desperately persuade myself that it's so. Little do I know that I will soon regret my foolishness. Kurisu goes shopping alone. I stay in the lab with Daru waiting for Mayuri to return. An innocent smile. Mayuri is alive. Nothing will happen to her. I was worried for nothing. When Suzuharu arrives, we begin the meeting.
オカリン、オカリン。フェリスちゃんやルカちゃんにもね、声をかけたんだけど、今日は無理って言われちゃった。
I've heard these words before. Deja vu, a trick of the mind. So at the beginning of having experienced something before... Hey Nanalix, how's it going? Before, despite not having actually experienced it, it feels like you're recalling a genuine past experience as opposed to an imagined experience or a dream. However, you are unable to recall when and where that experience occurred, which results in an intense feeling of strangeness. Not much, just enjoying some Steins get. How about yourself? The cause of deja vu has yet to be determined. One theory is that it is a physiological phenomenon caused by a temporary desynchronization of the recollection and storage functions of memory. The cause is theorized to be spasms in the brain's... the hippocampus, which is in charge of spatial reasoning and the sensation of familiarity. Hey Ark, how's it going?
そうか。何か用事でもあったのか。
フェリスちゃんは
Oh, the
今
music.
日はライネットの大会。
Yep.
しまった。応援行きそびれた。
This is weird.
なんという不覚。
It's more so because of the music.
あとね、ルカちゃんはなんだか恥ずかしそうにしてたよ。ここに来たらまたマユリのコスを着させられるって思ったんじゃない？
It's just like my dream. I've never remembered a dream this vividly before. I remember every word that was spoken.
コスプレの件か。もしかしてまだ説得できていないのか。
Oh god, our voice is actually like